Hi everybody! So, you know that saying, there are no small roles, only small actors? I want to talk about that. I'm sure a lot of people think that it's a cliched saying, and possibly that it's nonsense, but I want to suggest that it's actually not nonsense. There's a scenario that I've seen a lot in community theater and school theater settings. Actors get roles that they feel are too small and they get disappointed. And sometimes they even drop out of the show. I have never understood that. Imagine your favorite play or your favorite movie. Now imagine what it would look like if the only character you ever saw was the main character. Where's the story? Life isn't just about one person. There are many people in life and in stories. They can't all be in the spotlight. And if the ones out of the spotlight weren't there at all, you would have a very boring story and a very boring stage aesthetic. And really, do you think that the ensemble roles in a Broadway show are unimportant? Those are possibly the most demanding roles of the show, though obviously I don't really know since I've never been in a Broadway show. Generally, the actors in the ensemble are playing several roles throughout the show. They have multiple costume changes that sometimes have to happen within only a few seconds, and they have to be both completely in tune with each other and completely in time with each other. For example, when I first saw Wicked as a 17-year-old, I was amazed by it. But the part I remember the most was not how amazing Christy Cates was as Elphaba, though she absolutely was. It was a part of the show that really was a very small moment. It was during the Witch Hunt song, where every member of the ensemble had some sort of staff or stick or whatever, and during a part of that song, they all hit the ground with their sticks at the exact same time. I was absolutely amazed. So much so that I still remember it 9 years later. It wasn't the sound of 10 sticks hitting the ground at slightly different times. It was one sound, completely in sync. I loved it. Several years later, that is the main thing that I remember from that performance, because I had never seen an ensemble so completely in sync before that day. I was used to Park District community theater type shows, where the kids in the ensemble stood there vaguely waiting for their turn to do something. They generally weren't engaged with what they were doing, and they didn't really care most of the time. But you need your chorus and your townspeople. Otherwise, your song lacks dynamics, and your midday street scene might as well just be taking place in the middle of the night. Really, the best thing you could do when cast in an ensemble role is to put just as much work into it as you would if you were cast as the main character. Or maybe put in more. Don't be lazy and complacent. And definitely don't become bitter about it. Do the best work you possibly can. Be engaged within the scene and let your character have their own thoughts. Note, I am not saying to overact or be bigger than what the director is telling you. Just make sure you are actually present. Also, when you're not on stage and you're in rehearsals, pay attention to what your director is telling the other actors. Everything is a learning experience. You can learn quite a lot by watching the parts of the play's process that don't directly involve you. So do everything you can with what you've been given. Learn, act, and have fun. Because at the end of the day, you have the chance to act in a production. And that is a really fun thing to get to do. Thanks for watching.